Right, King's Court MMA, Obasogi here.
Yes, your guy Mardy.
Yo, first and foremost, it's 2025. Happy New Year, everyone.
So happy
New
Year.
We're back.
Indeed.
First and foremost, thank you so much to all our subscribers and all our viewers and anyone who's come across our content in 2024, the year before. Love. It's been a grind, it's been emotional, but yeah, it's great to get the feedback. And always please leave comments because we actually do, unless it's really disrespectful.
Yeah, those really can lose them.
I'm not liking or replying to them, but we do actually read all our comments across social media, all social media platforms, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're people, we're real people. It's just Mardy and myself, and we respond to everything apart from the disrespectful ones.
Yeah,
and maybe not disrespectful because I don't want to take the pee out of anybody else, but I saw a comment the other day about someone confusing me with Deji. KSI's brother.
Stop it.
Like, someone was like, oh, blah, blah said that. Oh, not that one, the one that looks like Deji. And I was like, Deji. So Deji, if you need a double ganger, if things are getting hairy in the streets, you need a decoy. Show me the money, I can be your guy.
There you go.
I was wearing a hat like that. I think I was wearing a hat like that day. So, Deji 2.0 in the building.
Internet,
Oh, internet is undefeated. That made me chuckle still. But, it's that time, 2025.
It is.
It's Champs Picks time.
It is. 2024 didn't go well for myself. And there is a forfeit pending.
I didn't want to say. I mean, I was throwing shots at you on social media like last week. I saw a few comments. They were asking the question. It wasn't even me. That's what triggered me to fire the shot. They were like, "Hey lads, how's the bet going? And what's with the forfeit? Who won? Who lost?"
That's it.
I'm just gonna stay humble. We'll flash up the final scores, but I'm staying humble.
Indeed.
In the words of the Undertaker, may the streak continue. But how's things looking in terms of, have you done your research this year? And how you feeling?
I've done my research. I'm not feeling confident at all, really. I think last year I probably didn't take it as seriously as I should have done. And I think there's been a lot of UFC cards and fights on in the past year, the past 12 months. And sometimes it's hard to keep up with absolutely everything. So sometimes you miss certain fights and whatnot. But I think I think my picks are very well rounded. And let's see, 2025. I'm ready.
Cool. Shall we dive right in with the picks?
Do it.
Boom. We will start with women's strawweight.
Okay, women's strawweight. Yeah. Do you want me to go? Do you want to go?
Yeah. You know what? As the defending champ, I'm gonna let the the challenger come out first, do his ring walk first, and then I'll just come through later.
Let's do it. Okay, so women's strawweight. Obviously, last year, the current champ is
friend of the show
as well. Yeah,
Ray Lee, sliding in the comments, giving us some love just last week. Much appreciated, champ. I told you we both love you. It's not just one of us.
It's true.
I think Mardy, you went with her last year. I went with Tatiana Suarez.
You did.
They are scheduled to fight in Q1 this year.
Yeah. So just a little bit premature with it. And it's hard again. It's very hard again. I struggled with a lot of my picks. This one I really struggled with. I could see it going anyway. I think the winner.
Sip my tea.
I could see it going anyway. The winner of that fight, I think, will be the women's strawweight champion at the end of the year as well. If she stays fit, if she stays healthy, I've got Tatiana Suarez still undefeated.
Okay.
And take the strawweight title. And that's only because I think maybe the level of competition for Weili has not been there. So I think, not that she's taken the foot off the gas, but there's probably not a need for her to really go as hard as she needs to. And because of that, I'm thinking maybe Tatiana Suarez is going to take the opportunity and come out as champion end of 2025. What about yourself?
Oh, interesting. I mean, she's a friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, had a little bit of a dialogue and conversation in the old Insta DMs.
Mm-hmm.
You picked her last year. I'm surprised. Last year I was like the Matrix. I was in the Matrix. I was literally in the Matrix for a whole week before we did our picks. Going, right, Marty's going to go here, and then I'll go here, and then boom, blindside him here. And I remember the Tatiana Suarez pick from me blindsided you because you were like, you actually was like, he was absolutely heartbroken. I'm going to go with friend of the show. I've seen the footage of her training in Thailand. Yo, she looks good.
Yeah.
She looks... for me, she's one of those fighters who she's still evolving, she's still learning, she's getting better. Every time she comes out, she looks better than the last time she came out. I've got no reason to think that she's going to drop off.
Okay.
And I think Tatiana Suarez's inactivity for me means I can't back her. I backed her last year. I wanted it to be a big year for her. But I've been feeling that for the last probably 3 years where I've always thought, back to your point, if she can stay healthy and fit, then she is a force to be reckoned with. But I think that force to be reckoned with, it's still the defending champion. Plus, I want to secure that interview. I did DM her and say we're going to interview you very soon as well, and she love-hearted it, so she didn't say no.
That's it.
So I think one of us has to be on the Whaley train just to so she knows she's got friends here. So I'm locking in with Zhang Whaley. We're doing a swap. Literally a year swap. I'm going with Zhang, and like I said, I think she looks incredible in training. I'm over in Thailand, and she's our mate. So you got to stay loyal.
Okay, interesting, very interesting.
Boom. So I'm locking that in.
Both strong picks, by the way. Both strong picks.
Incredible fighters.
So I'll you want to go?
So let's go men's flyweight. Look, for me, it's the easy one. It's the fact that the UFC are scouring the world and different organizations around the world to find him some fresh meat. I get it. I think the caveat could be, it's the smaller weights. I think he's 34 now, which means he's turning the dreaded 35. And there's meant to be that typical fall off at 35, as we've seen with other fighters, like Volk being probably the biggest example of that. But I genuinely don't see anybody in the world beating Alexandra Pantoja. I think he ends the year again comfortably the champion. I think if he has to fight Brandon Moreno again, which is probably be the biggest name he would have to fight this year at some point, I think he beats him. I think he starches him again. I see him, short and sweet, I see him ending the year as the king, the flyweight king once again.
Fair play.
And I hope his daddy's watching somewhere thinking, I effed up.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think, it can be a simple one. Last year, I did go against
you went
Pantoja.
and you were unlucky there.
I was unlucky.
Again, and Mokaev as well, he showed us some love in the comments. He gave you some love for picking him as the UFC flyweight champion at the end of the year, but
because he knew,
I knew so many circumstances.
If he was in, that's the thing, circumstances change everything. If he was still in the organization and he still got a title shot, he would have beaten him.
You just never know.
This is going to be the first one that's probably more controversial. I've not gone with Pantoja.
Hold on a minute. I'm pulling up the rankings now.
I've not gone with Pantoja.
Shock horror. Okay.
I think he's been dominant for I wouldn't say for so long, because it's not been a long period of time. It's probably been about a year. But because of the people that he's fought, he's beaten them. He's beaten Royval, he's beaten Moreno, he's beaten Asakura as well.
Oh my gosh, I think I know who you're going.
So, and I'm thinking again, it's really the desire and the heart there. He was calling for DJ to come back. His head's not in his head.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, but it's good. Fair play to him.
But I think that just comes with the fact that, I need fresh meat.
Yeah,
you brought in the biggest star in Asia. I starched him. You did. I need fresh, and for me, it makes sense. It gets clicks. It's a good, awareness move where people who might not be interested in the flyweight division looks through the names and goes, "Oh my gosh, yeah, still actually the biggest flyweight name out there is DJ." That makes sense.
Yeah,
but My man DJ is fully retired.
Yeah, he's fully retired.
Fully on the not on the beach. He's fully training with Islam's camp and fully being a student of the game.
Yeah.
So I get it. I've got a feeling if you name your name, I'll be like, that's the one I had in my head. I'll be honest, but if not, I'll be like, whoa, where's that come from?
I don't know. It's interesting. So I think this guy had a slip up, and the slip up he had was to our friend Mokaev, and that was an absolute stinker of a fight. We were there in the venue watching it. It was a stinker of a fight. Yeah!
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I wasn't there. I was somewhere else. But now I'm like, what?
It was a stinker of a fight. But actually, I think this guy is a loud mouth. He talks trash. He's dangerous, but I think he's gone away from some of his actual dangerous attributes in the octagon. But he's a dangerous contender. I think he's booked to fight, or it's probably going to be booked.
He just fought not too long ago.
He fought not too long ago, but he's been going back to fight. Dominated again against Kai, I think, as well, Cara France. But I'm going with Manuel Cape. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. I think if he gets an opportunity, if he beats Kai, and he gets an opportunity against Pantoja, I think maybe he's actually the biggest threat to Pantoja in that division. I think Pantoja could fight 135, really and truly in bantamweight, and I don't know how long he's going to be staying really at 125. But I think maybe it's at that time that Manuel Cape gets an opportunity and gets the job done. That's me.
I thought you were going to go Kai Cara France.
I love it. I love him.
I actually thought you were going to go Kai Cara France because I don't think he's fought Pantoja.
He's not fought Pantoja. That's true.
Whereas all the other names in that bracket he's fought and dominated. So, wow. Okay.
The winner of that fight, I think, has to fight Pantoja.
Okay. So. No, I can't. Yeah.
He's not convinced.
Interesting one. No, I didn't see it coming. I'm like, like I said, I didn't do my Matrix. I think even with the Matrix, I didn't see that when I thought we would have gone Kai. Jeez. All right. Mixing it up.
I forgot about Kai.
So right now, I love it. So we're not aligned on any of the champs so far. So it's making it interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Right. Let's start with women's flyweight, where we were both aligned last year and both got it horribly wrong. We were both Erin Blanchfield backing her.
We did.
And we both didn't do well on that pit, to put it politely.
Yeah.
No offense, Erin.
No. She had a bit of a dip. She did.
So women's flyweight. Oof. Right. This is where I could go with the status quo, or I could get really tasty and go, right, get into the Matrix now. Everybody get on the ride with me. PFL, $1 million tournament, has just been reduced to 500 grand. They've got some massive assets. Let's think about it. If you win £1 million, you need to, same with like Lewis McGuinness, when you're winning big money, your valuation goes up. You've done a tournament, you're not going to be looking for that chicken change now. How are the PFL, if you're now reduced, and I love the PFL, we love the PFL, but how are you going to keep some of your biggest athletes if the pay structure is being squeezed due to whatever it is, economics, whatever it might be, whatever reason? So now that gives us a bit of a problem, because now UFC could see that as, all right, there's a weak link there. And if these fighters aren't getting their dues, their fair dues, then maybe the UFC can just swoop in and rip up these contracts, pay these contracts off, and still be with a winner because they've got an asset who has won £1 million. And let's be honest, in a lot of people's eyes, is the women's MMA athlete of the year, Manchester's very own Dakota. She could end the year in the UFC. Nice little warm-up fight. One more fight, champion.
Exactly.
So that's me going down the Matrix route, as I like to do. Plus a cheeky little shout out to Dakota. So hopefully she sees this. Hopefully you chop this up and she's like, oh, gives us some ideas. But because I don't want to go down the route of maybes, ifs, and so on. I want to go down with the certainty that would you take a bullet? She's the champ again. She's to me, she's back.
Mm-hmm.
Had a bit of a blip, lost the belt, came back. I think she's got something to prove now. Probably the one period in her UFC career where she's had a bit of adversity, and now she wants to show the other girls and us, yo, you doubted me. You were silly to doubt me.
Yeah.
I'm back to stamp that I am the champ, and give her a fight or two. Then it lines up a nice little, maybe one fight.
Mm-hmm.
If Zhang gets through hers and Valentina either has a chill or gets through her next, super fight between Zhang Weili and Valentina. I think.
Okay, with Weili going up.
Yeah, with Weili going up.
Okay.
I think that could make things a little bit spicy. Okay. So for me, mini matrix there. I'd like Valentina to stay the champ because I'd love to see a super fight between Weili and Valentina at some point this year.
That could be interesting.
So I'm sticking with Valentina as the women's flyweight champion at the end of 2024.
Okay, brilliant.
What do you take our bonnet?
Valentina, and it's interesting because we were having the conversation with some other media in Europe as well in terms of Valentina and the whole flyweight picture. Yes. With Alexa Grasso in there as well.
Tasty conversation, yeah.
It was indeed.
Good food.
Good food, tasty conversation. That's what we like. And I'm very much matching with you in the terms that, I think people maybe slept on Valentina.
Yeah, I did for a little bit. I'm not going to lie, I did.
Yeah. And I think that, again, obviously she lost to Grasso and she lost fair and square to Grasso. And Grasso is a great fighter. She's a brilliant fighter. But I still think there is a gap between her and Shevchenko. I think the second fight, Grasso retained, but only because it was a draw. And again, I don't think... Anyway, let me not go into too much detail, but for me, it was hard. It was very hard, and it was one of the ones that I had like two names written down in terms of who could possibly do it. I went with the safe option, but I think I'm gonna get bitten in the bum here. I went with Shevchenko. But I do believe the next title shot will go to Manon Fiorot.
Yeah, I think that's already guaranteed.
It was already guaranteed.
Pretty sure, yeah.
And I think Manon Fiorot poses so much trouble for Valentina. I really do, and I think she could possibly upset her.
But I like that. But it's end of the year, so again, I think Valentina has so much credit in the bank. She can still lose, for example, that fight and get a rematch this year.
Exactly. That's very true, and those sorts of arguments pose a very important criteria in some of the picks later on as well. But that is the reason why I've stuck with Shevchenko as well. So we're matching there.
We're matching,
indeed.
Right, Valentina. Right, over to you, sir, with the men's bantamweight.
Okay, men's bantamweight. Again, so a lot of our picks can be decided in the next coming weeks, in the next coming months.
Yeah, it's going to be. You're going to be in or fully out by the end of Feb.
Make or break. Merab is the reigning champion.
Yeah,
he's coming up against Umar
next weekend
in
LA. Maybe rescheduled to Vegas or moved. We don't know yet.
Indeed, and go check out our UFC 311 preview show as well. While we're at it, when we'll go into the fight in a bit more detail. It's going to be an interesting fight. I really do think it's going to be an interesting fight. I won't say too much of it, but my pick is Umar Nurmagomedov going to be champion at the end of 2025. It's an interesting one, but I do wanted to give a few shout outs, but maybe I'll let you go first before I give my shout outs, actually. I'll let you go.
Cool. I won't elongate it. I went with Umar as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Simple.
Is that simple? He beats Merab. That's it, or is there going to be a lot more to that? Do you think?
I think. Again, I don't want to give. You're going to get me into going into the preview show.
Okay,
so
watch our preview show.
I think watch the preview show, and I'll give my rationale there. But top line, I think the fight next weekend is going to be the highest of levels. I think it's going to be a beautiful fight to watch. I think it's going to be sick. But yeah, Team Khabib, man. I think there's also a crazy stat about Dagestan in the UFC, not MMA, and I think it's like 155-3. Dagestan specifically. I'm like, are you nuts?
That's crazy. That's
something
crazy
like that.
record,
I'll pull it up, but yeah, I'm keeping it short. So I'm going Umar to be champ. Bantamweight end of the year. Hold on a minute. You're the presidente of the Sugar Sean State Athletic Commission.
I am.
Not Sugar.
So
hold on a minute.
It's very true. It's very true. And I've gone with Umar, and maybe it's because, you know, I do like Merab, but Merab did beat my boy, so I've got a bit of a grudge with Merab. I think the Umar fight is probably a better fight for Sugar, just because of the stand up, and I think Umar is probably more comfortable on his feet. I just don't know. I don't think they'll give Sugar a direct title shot rematch. I think he might have to fight somebody else as well, and I think he's gone through some surgeries. I think he's out for a little bit, so I only see really Sugar having one fight this year, and I don't think it'll be for the title. That's one of the only reasons I've not gone for him.
Fair dues. Right. For a more in-depth analysis, make sure you watch our 311 preview show. Don't want to give too much away.
Get it.
Cool. Is it back to me? Women's bantamweight.
It is.
Right. Women's bantamweight. Current champion is the Queen of Queens herself, Juliana Pena. Short and simple. I don't see her beating Kayla Harrison. I think everything has been set up for Kayla Harrison to be the champion. I think the UFC know it. I think we know it. I think Kayla knows it. I even think Pena knows it. So short and sweet, I think Kayla Harrison will end the year as the champ.
Hey, don't say I think we know it, because you don't know what I'm putting down.
I'm not saying we as in we. I'm saying like we as in the people watching. Like,
but no, you are saying we as in we. Because I also have Kayla Harrison down as the women's bantamweight champion end of 2025. I think the lead up to the fight will be very entertaining because Juliana's got a mouth on her. Kayla doesn't like her. They don't like each other. I think it will be an interesting fight. I really do. But I think Kayla, you should just feed her more, you know? I think she's the one.
Anybody else in the mix who could do well the Kayla Harrison choo-choo train?
You know what? No, I looked at the rankings and I was thinking, I was quite unimpressed actually with the challenges that could defeat her.
I mean, Juliana got you in the green last year. You picked her. She delivered.
She did.
Myra Bueno Silva did not deliver for me.
No, no.
On reflection, don't know what I was doing with that pick. But hey, Juliana loves the shock.
She does. Hey, I think the fight is going to be a closer fight than people think. Okay. But I just think Kayla's got too much.
Do you not see Raquel Pennington Renaissance? You don't see her coming back into the mix?
No, I don't. She'll be there in and around again, but I don't see her beating again both Pena or Kayla.
Misha Tate's back in the rankings at 11.
Misha Tate, Misha Tate's my favourite cupcake. But no, time has just gone so far now.
I mean, when you look at the division in general, it's like, no offense, it's aging well.
It is.
So if we're going through the names, like Raquel Pennington, she ain't a spring chicken.
No.
Juliana Pena,
no,
ain't a spring chicken. Let's be honest, even Kayla Harrison,
she's not
a spring chicken. Need to look at the age of Myra Bueno. Irene Aldana, I feel like she's been around a while. Holly Holm, definitely not a spring chicken. No. Misha Tate, it's probably one of the oldest divisions in terms of combined age of the top 15.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get the calculator out, but yeah, need some fresh meat there. Need some real Chelsea Chana. I don't even know who that is. But yeah, interesting. So that's pretty bad though. So the last 3 picks we're matching. Now. So Valentina, Umar, and Kayla. Men's featherweight. What are you saying?
The men's featherweight. 2024 is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
2025.
2025.
Yeah. So last year you were Team Volk. I picked the champ Ilya.
You did.
It's a great division though.
It's a great division.
Got Ilya as champ. Volk ranked number 1. Max Holloway 2. Diego Lopez 3. Movsar Evloev 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you got the faves. I call them the faves. You got Yair Rodriguez. You got Brian Ortega at 6. You got Arnold Allen at 7. You got Josh Emmett at 8. Aljamain Sterling at 9. Calvin Cater at 10. Yo, Bryce Mitchell's in there. Dan Ige's in there. Edson Barboza's still in there at 15. Gige Chikadze. Lerone Murphy at 11. That position is murderer's row. I think
that one at lightweight is murderer's row.
Yeah, featherweight's looking tasty.
And it's going to be an interesting year in featherweight. There's going to be a lot of great matchups. We're going to see a lot of new contenders coming in and breaking into the top 5. I just feel that the top 5 in and amongst itself, I can't see anybody in that top 5 beating Ilya at the moment in time. I think Ilya is dominant. I think if he focuses on his division like he should do.
I was going to say, what if he doesn't? Like he keeps. Well, I don't know if he's making these noises, but I keep hearing sound bites where he's like talking about going up.
He does. He's making the noise out of it because the UFC. I don't think Dana wants to retain it at all. And the only way he moves up is if he relinquishes his title. If he loses or relinquishes, that's the only thing. That's the only way I see him being able to allow to fight upwards. Or if Islam wants to come down, but again, that'll still be in his weight. So yeah, I still see Ilya there, but again, Lerone Murphy, watch out. Diego Lopez, I think he might get a title shot this year. Diego Lopez,
this year,
I think he might do. What is he number? Is he ranked 4th? Is it
3?
He's getting a title shot because really and truly,
I think he's got a fight booked.
What is it? Oh, okay, fair dues. Well, maybe Evloev might be next in line, but after that, like he starched. The champion is starched Volk. He starched Holloway. You can't run that back. You can't run that back. Well, actually, maybe he's probably going to fight Volk again, isn't he? But Ilya, he's probably going to fight Volk again. I think that's the
noise. The one in Spain. Everyone's talking about it. Obviously, it's not booked yet, but the dream, obviously, for him is the Burnabout.
Yeah, which does have a roof, Dana.
Exactly.
It has a roof. It's
spent billions of quid on that in the last couple of years.
So let's get it. But yeah, I think after that, maybe Diego Lopez does have it, either him or Mosfar. But yeah, I can't see past Ilya.
Oh gosh, sorry people. I've also got Ilya. Apologies.
Yeah,
he was my champ from last year, so he's just jumping on now after his old man Volk lost. So you're going, if they fight again, Ilya beats your old man Volk.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah. So we're both aligned for the 4th division in a row. Right. Skipping on. Wait, this is could be tasty. Lightweight.
What are you saying?
I mean, it's one of those. You want to start the year strong. You want your champion to have a nice, easy pick'em at the beginning of the year, especially if they're fighting next weekend. You're like, yeah, I'm picking you as my champ. I want you to. Islam ain't got to pick him against Arman.
Not
Arman Sarukian. And I don't know if you've seen the pictures online, but the guy is looking absolutely, in the words of our good esteemed colleague Hadi, no Diddy. Lush. Stackable. What did he say? Like, no Diddy. He was no Diddy, and it's like, oh my gosh, the shape of him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No Diddy. The guy's looking in unbelievable shape. And again, don't know who's going to see this. Not going to fire any shots directly to anyone, but the shape's unbelievable. We got Hadi absolutely losing his mind. Like, have to always straighten the guy out and like, look, come on, man. You're a strong heterosexual man. No Diddy. No Diddy's not an excuse to be gay. But yeah, the shape's unbelievable. And I've seen quite a few UK fighters on some of the blogs just in the comments talking about 100% PEDs, 100% juicing. It's fine. Him and Islam, they're both 100%.
Oh, for both of them?
I'm like, do you know what? If you're going to talk that talk, again, we've seen Dan Hooker try it. Show the evidence. Dan Hooker, I remember you saying, I saw this, I saw that. disappeared like that.
Mm.
Like, if you want to stand on business, stand on business. So I don't really like seeing that. So I'm just going to take it for face value until there's a test that says otherwise. Guys put in the work. Watch the what they call it, the countdown. They're both working super hard. Dude's in unbelievable shape. Funny story that I saw the other day doing the rounds was about Dana bumping into Arman when he was leaving a fight, and Dana was like in the back of a BMW. Arman's in like supercars, Rolls Royce. Arman's for money, by the way.
Oh really?
Arman's, so Dana's questioning him like, knowing that full well, I don't pay my fighters enough to be rolling around in Rolls Royce Phantoms and racing all the rest of it on the Vegas Strip.
That's what the heck? That's poor.
Like you're rolling deep in an entourage with better cars than me, and I'm the presidente.
That's it.
So that's crazy. I like Arman.
Mm-hmm.
What he did to Islam in his first ever fight in the UFC. Like, Islam had never been put down at that point in terms of taken down. He took him down numerous times.
Yeah.
Was unbelievable. Islam persevered, got the win. Obviously, before he was champ. For me, it's the Khabib effect again. I think that team is going to have an unbelievably great year. I think it's going to be a sick fight. I really like Arman as well. I think Islam is still gonna beat him, and I think he's gonna be champ end of the year. I think, because I think that watching back Islam versus what's his face from Louisiana, Poirier.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he wasn't 100%. There was a lot of situations, and he had to dig deep. But seeing that for me was like, this guy's, there's something. Even when he's not 100%, he's got that inner dog in him, and he showed that. He took damage, but man, he pulled it out, and he finished him. And people forget that. People talk about how close it was, and I'm like, even in the stand-up, he was boxing Poirier's head off at times.
Yeah, it's true.
He looked good.
I was frustrated at that time.
Good.
He did.
He looked good, and he wasn't at 100%. So for me, it'd be remiss of me to sleep on Islam. I'm going to Islam to be lightweight champion, but I think next week's going to be. Hopefully, it still happens. I think it's going to be a sick fight again. I think both main fights next week are just going to be unbelievably elite of high level. But again, see the preview show.
100%, yeah. I'll make this one quick, but I will say see the preview show. I've gone for Islam as well at the end of 2025, but watch the preview show because I do see some title changes in 2025, but I think because of rematches potential, Islam will be champion.
And that makes sense because this would be their second fight.
Yeah.
Let's say Arman does it. It's 1-1. You need that rubber match.
It's true.
And where will that rubber match, I wonder, take place towards the end of the year?
Saudi
or Dubai.
One of the two. Yeah.
So.
True.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw that in the bin either, for sure.
Tune in.
So tune in. We are both aligned again. Right.